Right.
and I will write it out.
Okay, that's interesting. And working with 3-year-olds, I'm assuming, and I also know from a little bit of experience that it's very rewarding because you see them grow,
Yeah.
you see them learn, you see them evolve and becoming, more mature, with
yeah.
every day. Do you also have that stage? For example, I know they're supposed to be 3 years old, but do you have that where sometimes if they become 4 years old in that early stimulation class that they can excel and move on to the other grade?
No, they have to wait until the next school term to excel to the other grade because the cycle ones are full. So they have to stay there and just go along with us. But what I normally do with that age group, I'll give them extra work, challenging work for them. For instance, I have the letters dotted, they will have to trace the letters, form a letter, form the number, whatever it may be.
Okay, so they get more work for their advancements, of course,
yeah.
their level. Okay, well, that's good to know. So what else can you share with us concerning the early stimulation at Hillside Christian School?
Okay, at early stimulation, I motivate the children. I let them know that they can do it. I have some children being withdrawn and say, "Teacher, I cannot." I say, "Yes, you can do it." I give them a clap when it does something positive. I give them a clap. I put stickers on the work and behavior charts. I implement a behavior chart with happy face and sad face.
What happens when they get the sad face?
The sad face, they don't want any sad face. They will start to cry. And when the mom comes or whoever picks them up, the others will say, "Oh, well, this child got a sad face today. Look," it's been displayed in the classroom. So they can see with the sad face, they can see when they did wrong, when they did right.
And how do they try to correct the wrong, though? Because, I mean, they do and they act out a behavior, or they might say something or do something that is not tolerable. So how do they react when you correct them?
Okay, you will have those that will listen, and then have those that will just go on to carry up to the top. Sometimes I just ignores the behavior. And when I ignore the behavior, everything is smooth again.
Okay, now let's talk a little bit about your discipline measures. Do you, in your classroom, implement timeout?
I won't say it's time out. I put them next to me to sit. I will just take them out of the group for a while, put them next to me to sit. After 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I put them back in their group on the mats with the others.
And does that work?
Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't work.
And you see, and that's the beauty about teaching, because not every method that works for one student will work for the other. So you're constantly finding methods
Different
to actually,
methods.
Work for your individual students, because they're all individuals.
Like I said, I implement the behavior chart, and that one, yes, is working because no one wants a sad face. Everybody wants a happy face with a sticker in it.
Right. So the behavior chart helps.
Yeah, that helps.
The
That
behavior.
helps. But still, sometimes it's like, why are you behaving like that?
But I guess, sometimes it all
The age
depends
group.
too on their
The
age
age
group
group,
and
the
their
age
social
group.
environment where
Yes,
they're coming
yes,
from at home and so
yes.
on. But have you shared that little trick with the parents, to have that behavior chart
I
at
told
home?
the parents, yes, and with some of the parents, it's working with. But those kind of busy children that don't care. That don't care, it's like, it's nothing for them. So I tell the parents, whatever method I use at school, try it at home and see if it's working.
Well, Teacher Doris, we have to go to a break. Stay tuned. We will be right back.
Man, I'm supposed to take my girl out to dinner this weekend. I'm so broke, man.
Man, I used to have those same problems, but since I got my whip company card, when I take my lady out, I even get something back,
Get something back. But you're a lucky fella.
I take your mind out the gutter, man. What I mean is, with whip company I get back 1% on every purchase I make. With this card, I can spend in guilders and use it throughout the Netherlands and TDs. Instead of paying 1% of the dollar credit card, man, I get 1% back on every purchase I make at the end of the year.
What? I gotta get myself a company on card.
Man, but let's go.
Let me go. Man, now my lady's birthday gonna be a real celebration.
At least now with Whip Compaleon, I know you're gonna get something back.
The Web Compaleon credit card with limits as low as 500 guilders. You don't have to walk with cash and it is accepted by practically all businesses. The Web Compaleon is the first guilder credit card that can be afforded by anyone.
GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, Saba, and Statia, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Hi, and welcome back to A Better Place. So, Teacher Doris, tell us, we talked about the number of children within your classroom, and you said you have 31 children. Now, on days when you do not have assistants, how do you cope with 31 children in your class?
What I do is with them that with the different activities, they works in group. So if the red group doing drawing today, they will focus on the drawing, while the others will have free play with the different materials. So with the days my assistant is not with me, I just work in groups.
And on days when she's there, you don't work in groups, or you just
We still work in group, but she will take it over and I will help along with her. So the day she's there, it will be like, you take charge. And when she's not, I will take the charge.
Okay, and then like you explained earlier, then you can work more on a one-on-one basis with those who need your assistance. So we've learned so much today about, your early stimulation at the Hillside Christian School, and you haven't been there for 19 years. You definitely have a lot of experience. You've been through so many youngsters. Is there anything special you can share with us concerning the St. Peter's Hillside Christian School?
With the early stimulation,
yes,
it's fun, and we build a solid foundation for each student. It's a solid foundation for each one of them. And there at the early stimulation, we prepare them for cycle 1.
You prepare them for cycle 1?
For cycle 1.
And you said earlier also that they all have to be potty trained.
Potty trained,
but
yes.
I wanted to ask that, and it slipped me. How do you deal with those who, because I know at the age of 3, some kids are potty trained, some are not, and so those who aren't most probably are not in school. But those who are potty trained, sometimes they still have accidents. How do you deal with that, within your class? I mean, how do you encourage them and stimulate them to still continue, because having accidents at times, I can imagine it can become frustrating for some teachers. So I'm wondering, how do you deal with that?
Okay, at 8:30, I will send them to the restroom. At 9 again, before snack time, they will go to the restroom. And I will tell them, if you need to go to the restroom, feel free and ask. And I always encourage the parents, always have extra clothing in their bags in case I have a little accident or so.
Okay, so you stimulate them and motivate them by giving them that extra time to go to the bathroom. What else can you share with us? I mean, that is something I think it's very important, that you can actually stimulate their growth by having them go more frequent. Anything else you can share? I mean, that's special at the Hillside Christian School?
It's an open school for all who is willing to come in, for the child to attend the Hillside School. Then you'll get a quality education you're looking for your child or your children.
Is there like certain requirements though? I mean, I'm not talking religion, but are there requirements necessary for parents, in order for them to enroll their child in the early stimulation?
Okay, what we do a screening in the beginning before they enter, we have to screen the children to see the developmental stages and how they are progressing. Because, you know, it will have some 3-year-olds that bring to a daycare, whilst it have some will stay at home, and from home they come straight into the daycare and they knows hardly anything. So then we have to start all over with them. So by doing the screening, we know exactly what level they are at.
And who does the screening?
The teachers appointed a few teachers to do the screening.
So it's not teachers that are actually working within the early stimulation.
No.
It's just teachers.
Teachers on the
throughout the
cycle
school.
1, yes.
And do they have like certain tests that they do with the children that you know of?
Yes. They'll, for instance, they'll have to be able to color a picture, identify the certain objects, walk on the line, follow instructions, the colors, the shapes, recognize, if you can recognize certain letters, certain numbers.
And what is the walking on the line for?
Balancing.
Okay, to check and see if they
The
can
balance, yes.
Do they also have where they throw the ball?
Yes, through the
And
ball
what is
and
that
catch.
for?
That's for the gross motor skills.
Okay. And of course, I know that they're getting this from, you know, it's a certain guidelines that you have to follow for the early stimulation. Okay, so Teacher Doris, we're almost out of time. Is there any special message you would like to share with us concerning early stimulation at the Hillside Christian School before we leave today?
At the Hillside Christian School Early Stimulation, we provide quality education for each student. And it's a privilege for me to be in that section where I can form the students and build them up, encourage them, and to give them the foundation that they need. And the motto is for each one of the students in Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
Well, Teacher Doris, it's definitely been a pleasure having you on A Better Place. You have brought us a wealth of information concerning early stimulation at the Hillside Christian School. Thank you once again for having been on the show.
You're welcome.
And to you, the viewing audience, I would like to thank you for having been a part of A Better Place today. I'm your host, Angelique Remou. Stay tuned for our upcoming programs.